Hey, what is going on everyone? In today's video I'm going to be showing you a new Greatsword build because in the recent patch they've increased the speed, range, and recovery time as well as the guard and a bunch of other stuff with this. So if you're into the guard counters, definitely use this, but there's just a lot to use with this build and I'm just going to start off by talking about what the requirements are. We are first going to talk about Talismans. Now if we head over here towards Seathwater Terminus, you can then head towards the west, and you should see this large castle in the distance. There are quite a few enemies, and what I suggest, of course, it's obvious enough, is to avoid them. There will be some stairs here that you can then go up and take it left, and there will be this entrance. You're going to see a mini boss here that you can avoid for the most part, yet if you get too close, you may hit some of that fire, and you may take some damage. Let's open up this door and then you should take a left and go up the stairs, take a right and just continue up. We are going to then locate the left side here and jump over. Go towards the west and then jump over and you should see the item there on the ledge. What Fire Scorpion Charm does is it increases our fire attack but it will lower damage negation. For PvP, I believe you are able to give 8% damage and you will take 15%, so that is something to think about. Continuing on towards the second talisman, we are going to head over here towards Altus Plateau. We'll head towards the northeast and then eventually we will take a left which will lead us towards the west. Once you do drop down towards the west, eventually you will take a left and head straight and this will be towards the south. What you will notice towards the south is that there's going to be a plate. The thing about this plate is that you need 2 stone sword keys. Once you have 2 keys, you can then head towards the south, interact with the plate, and you will be sent into the same exact area. The only thing is you're going to be going against Godric the Grafted once more. This is honestly not a huge issue. This guy's pretty easy to take down. Now, maybe if it's on New Game Plus, that might be an issue. Now, to correct myself, I believe it's only 1 stone sword key, so not a big issue. Interact with the plate, and then what you will notice is that Godric the Grafted will pop up, take him out, and then we will be rewarded with our second talisman. This talisman is really useful, and you may be wondering what it is. This specific talisman is called Godfrey's Icon. This is going to increase your charge attacks with your spells and skills by 15%. Now, this specifically will raise attack powers of sorceries, incantations, and of course, as I've just mentioned, skills. Now, the third talisman can be found sort of at the beginning of the game here. If you head towards this location, and this specific Lost Grace is going to be called High Road Cave, we are going to enter in towards the west. We will then go down below. You should see the Lost Grace on the left side. Interact with it if you have not done so already. We can then drop down below. Make sure that you use a lantern of some sort. Now, continuing up towards the northeast, we are going to drop down below. What you may notice is that there's going to be a hole here that you can drop down below, as well as there's going to be a wolf towards the northeast there. Yeah, we are going to ignore the wolf and drop down below, and then you want to continue towards the north, although you may kind of catch yourself on that rock. Head towards the right, do not head towards the left is a dead end. We can now head forward towards the northeast here, jump over the wolves. Now, there's going to be a few in this area. For the most part, you can dodge them. This one will leap at you unexpectedly, but you can dodge it if you're aware of it. I was not. I was honestly not expecting it one bit. I've not went through this area in quite some time, so a few things were surprising here. If we drop down below and then continue forward, you should see a broken structure. You can hop on top of the pillar and then we can drop down below. The interesting thing about this location is that if you do mess up, you do have the chance of spawning at the top here and not way back at the Lost Grace. There will be an option towards the left and right. You'll choose the left, not the Lost Grace one. Now, in this bigger room, you should see a larger enemy that you can dodge. For the most part, it can be done, yet if you get hit by the tentacles, that can happen. We are going to then drop down below towards the waterfall and then continue up. We can then interact with the mist door. There's going to be a larger enemy in here, which is going to be a golem. You can take it out and then receive the third talisman. I actually enjoy this talisman quite a lot because it's useful. you should see the blue dancer charm. This will increase your attack power when you have a low equipment load. We are going to then continue on towards the 4th talisman. This can be done 2 different ways. I've shown a guide yesterday how to complete this all the way, so check it out. It's the Faith build, and actually it was 2 days ago. If you see Alexander here, you have 2 options. You can complete his whole entire quest, and it's worth it because you will receive Shard of the Alexander. Now, if you take him out right now, before the quest and whatnot, you will receive a talisman. It's not the best version, yet it's still useful. Now, the difference is one will boost your attack power a lot more than the other. Yet essentially it is the same thing, but again, you're not receiving more percentage on attack. You should see Warrior Jar Shard, and this will give you 10% attack, and Shard of Alexander will give you 15%. Next up, we are going to talk about how you can receive the Blasphemous sword. If we head towards the audience pathway, what you will notice straight ahead is going to be a large enemy named Rykard. Once you've defeated him, you will be able to take his remembrance and then take that over to the round table and purchase his sword. If by any means you are struggling with this boss, then go towards the left side of the entrance and pick up the Serpent Hunter. This is a great way to take out this boss without a struggle. Now that we have that, if we head over towards Fort Gale North, you will see that there's going to be this huge castle, and if we go towards the back, you will see 2 chariots that you will need to avoid so that you can grab the item that's in the middle. This is going to be a spell that's called Fire Grant Me Strength. If we head towards the southwest, you will want to take a left, then jump atop the route, continue on the left side here, and what you should see is the 2 chariots that I just mentioned, and you should be able to see the Fire Grant Me Strength in the middle. Now that we have this, we need to find a way to cast it. What's great about this game is that they give you a chance to purchase one of the items straight at the start of the game. If we head towards the round table, take the left side, and then you should see the Twin Maiden Husk. Purchase, and then we're going to go down and pick the Finger Seal. This will allow us to use the Fire Grant Me Strength, overall increasing our fire attack. Now that we have this, let's go ahead and talk about what we need to apply. So we have all these items, and for your armor, honestly, you do not need to worry about anything, but we do need to worry about the spell because we want to make sure that we have that equipped first and foremost. Now that we have that, we're good to go. If you're struggling to find it, go towards your support incantations, and then you can apply it from there. We can then open up the menu, and we're going to look for the sword and the seal. Make sure that both of these are applied, and I do recommend that you give it a +6. Although, you probably could use this straight at the start without anything being leveled up. Our talismans will go as so. We can use Blue Dancer Charm, although, if you want to use something alternative, you can use the Winged Sword Insignia, and this can be located over there at Stillwater Cave. The next talisman, there is an alternative to this. You can use Shard of Alexander, yet you will need to go through the whole entire quest, or you can use Warrior Jar Shard. We, of course, are going to apply Godfrey the Icon next, and last but not least, Fire Scorpion Charm to raise our attack power. Again, you have the 2 alternatives, either Warrior Jar Shard or Shard of Alexander. If you want to see the whole entire quest, check out the video 2 days ago, and this is about the Faith build. You should see the whole entire quest done right there and then. Here are the skills. You can check it out and try it out. You can adjust a few things if you're not too happy with dexterity, or maybe even the Faith. You could increase a little bit more because this sword does go off of that. And yeah, this is pretty much it. I hope that you guys enjoy the video. If you have any questions, leave them down below. And first and foremost, if you are new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, turn the notifications on by simply clicking the bell icon down below and turning it on for all. This way you're notified every time I upload a video. And other than that, enjoy this build because you can one-shot these enemies. Bosses are a little bit different, of course, unless you use a glitch of some sort. But yeah, thank you guys so much, and I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you all in the next video.